I am not that kind of guy who would be crazy about a girl. Having a girlfriend, marrying, or being in a relationship seldom reaches my thoughts. Not that I want to be a celibate forever, but being single is what gives me the freedom of doing everything at my young age. Having someone who gets jealous about everything you do is a nuisance. That was what I believed. It was until what happened last night. Her name is Sana, and she's my best friend. We used to play video games way back when we were still kids. I used to see her as my little sister since my biological younger sister died before she reached 5. Sana is the typical childish and late bloomer girl who prefers to play video games than to do ladylike stuffs like wearing makeup or window shopping for a dress or shoes. This might also be the reason why it's not hard for me to befriend her. It is because I'm not good in speaking with the opposite sex, and Sana and I have common interests. I really never thought she dreamed about having a debut party on her 18th birthday, thinking it was just her older cousin's idea. The worst thing is, I'm one of the 18 roses, and I'm even oblivious about it until she gave me the invitation. And to add the mishap of my role, I was the only single and unrelated to her in the group. The other members of the 18 roses, if not her family, were married, like her tutor and her cousin's husband. Well, at least I was not the first or the last dance. I was the fifth. The routine that the program director told us was to give the debutante the rose and dance with her in mellow music. I was so tense at that time, especially that I really sucked at choreographed routine. More butterflies filled my stomach as I saw her wearing an elegant white gown adorned with jade silk laces, which flows from her tiny waist down to the floor. That seems to look more like a wedding dress than a ball gown. Her childlikeness was erased by the fine makeup she wore, and gave me the impression that she is too different with the girl in cozy shirt I used to play computer games with. Another factor which added to my nervousness.
And the fifth guy who would give the rose, our debutante's best friend, Hero.
The MC said. My heart was beating very fast as I handed her the rose, but I still managed to hide this tension by a smiling face. Shaming her in her debut by committing any mistake in the sequence of steps was the least that I could do, and I knew that this uneasiness hindered me with this. I held her hand with my right and her waist with my left and danced with her. There was a mutual silence between us until she whispered at me, "Do you have something to tell me? A birthday message perhaps, like what the others did." What the heck did you make me one of the 18 roses? And why am I the only one who's not married and not a family in the group? Those seemingly harsh words slipped my mouth. "Because you're my boyfriend," she replied. There was an awkward pause as she said those words. Was it just a slip of her tongue? Or she did really mean that? Confusion rose up in my mind. I looked at her with a shocked face, and she looked back embarrassed, realizing that there is a piece of malice with what she said. "I mean, a friend who is a boy. Don't be silly about it," she said to follow up her perverted words.
And for our sixth dance,
The MC interrupted. I walked away, still wanting to speak to her more, clarifying what she said, but the situation wouldn't allow me. At that moment, I was so puzzled about what she said. For me, there was a hidden message behind those words. Does she like me? Did she really mean to say those words to give me a hint about her feelings towards me? Was it really appropriate for me to ask her these questions? I sat at my chair as I looked at her dancing with the sixth rose. As I saw her with another guy, an irrational feeling of animosity sparked within me, which fuels the impulse of wanting to drag her away from him and dance with her. Is this what they call jealousy?